So what was said in the Fed meeting today, and why did this cause the NASDAQ market to sell off? What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions here with a very quick live stock market update. I hope that I earned your thumbs up if you learned something new. Just to start it off, I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. A couple of pointers. The Feds are intending for the next 3 months, according to their statements, to shrink their balance sheets by $95 billion every month. This is expected to last for about 3 months, and this will start as soon as May. What's going on? Why is this being announced? Interest rates, right? Inflation. It has become an issue that the Feds have been needing to tackle, and they, as of this week, are taking a more aggressive approach. A very simple question that you should be asking yourself is, well, why did the NASDAQ market or the overall markets recover for 2 weeks, right? If you guys look back 2 weeks ago, the market was selling off, and then all of a sudden, the NASDAQ market began to recover. Why? Did interest rates go away? Did they not rise? Was the Russia between Ukraine gone? Is inflation no longer there? Are oil prices still not high? One thing that you must understand about the stock market, and please, I encourage you to do your own due diligence, it's not that things got better, it's that things simply did not get worse. And because the stock market factors in things right away, kind of just like today with whatever was shared, it factors it in, right? And there's a reaction. If things don't get worse, then that's kind of good for the market, right? Then a lot of these tech stocks begin to recover. Of course, news can catapult, the overall recovery if good news is shared or there's actual progress. But one thing that you must understand is that the market also reacts based off of things being worse than expected and or better than expected. But also, if things simply don't get worse, the market reacts based off of that as well. So as of today, things did get worse. With what was shared today in the Fed meeting, the $95 billion is made up of two things. I want you guys to understand it, so if you want to take time and look more into it, you know what to look for. Out of the $95 billion that is expected to be shrunken off of the balance sheet by the Feds, $35 billion is from MBS. And if you don't know what that is, that's mortgage-backed securities. Please look into it, right? 35 billion of that. 60 billion of that is going to be based off of Treasury bonds. Again, shrunken off of the balance sheet for the next 3 months, 95 billion every single month. This is set to start as soon as May. And according to what was said, is this was an overall agreement. So they are taking a very aggressive approach to fight against inflation. With that being said, they also said to fight against inflation, they're going to raise it instead of 0.25% and now 0.5%. So interest rates are set to rise. If you don't understand why, well, when inflation is high, the reason the Feds raise interest rates, it's to moderate inflation. Look into it. It's a very simple kind of like domino effect. When inflation is high, by raising interest rates, it encourages people, or they hope that the overall, average person begins to spend less money because now it's more expensive when interest rates are higher. So if things are more expensive, then you're expected to potentially spend less. That's the reaction that they want to get from raising interest rates. And it works, right? This is like a reaction of what the Feds do every time that they try to moderate inflation. I just want you to understand that. One thing that you must also know is that, look at this, Treasury yields. They are at 3-year highs. Not a good sign. Look at the 10-year chart. Look at where we're at right now. Treasury yields are at 3-year highs. Something to take into consideration. With that being said, the VIX, I actually want to show you this myself. The VIX, VIX, which is considered the fear index. Guess what happened today after the Fed meeting, right? This was during the midst of the NASDAQ market selling off. Everything was selling off. The VIX was at all-time highs. This was during the attack of Russia and Ukraine, all of that. Oil prices were shooting through the roof. And then all of a sudden, things weren't getting worse. Fear was getting pulled out of the market. People began to buy back, right? Because things weren't getting better. They simply weren't getting worse. The VIX index began to pull on back, kind of correcting itself back to normal levels. Today, with what was shared, poof, but it quickly began to correct itself. The reason I'm sharing this with you is people continue to talk about, not just people, but a lot of news outlets. I don't know if this is to instill fear, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being aware of what people are concerned of, right? They expect the markets to drop potentially another 10%. So with that being said, does this mean that, we should be scared that there could be more of a downside? This is exactly what we're going to talk about during tomorrow's live trading session, right? We killed it today, right? I traded sqqq. This is an inverse ETF. This thing gapped up 6%, 6.5% during normal trading hours and 1.25% during aftermarket hours. The NASDAQ market right now, after market hours, is down, which means that sqqq is up. But does that mean that I'm going to continue to trade it? You can see that I only left myself with one share. I'm very grateful for the $16,000 day that I had today, but I'm going to have a very interesting topic to talk about, especially for our swing traders and for our long-term investors. So again, if you guys want to join us for our live trading session tomorrow, I trade live every single morning, and you guys can click the second link down below, and that will send you on over to our Learn Plan Profit 2.0 homepage. So again, this breaks down everything that's included. It's all lifetime access. You get access to the A to Z video lesson library. You get daily access to my daily live trading sessions. You get access to our private Learn Plan Profit Discord chat, and you also get access to our TechBuds Trading HQ. It's an in-person actual office space. Total of that 7,000 square feet, 15 offices, and we're the only people that offer this. It's all inclusive, and again, that is that second link down below. Also, friendly reminder, we do have new arrivals for our trading mouse pads. If you guys want to pimp out your trading station, again, it's just an option. Head on over to shoptechbuds.com, and these are all now available. Again, fourth link down below. All of the mouse pads, all of the flags, all of the Wall Street shirts, and of course, some of the extras down here. Feel free to shop around. And again, that's at shoptechbuds.com. So I'm excited for tomorrow's live trading session. Make sure that you guys set your alarms for market open. And like always, continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.